There ain't no reason for you to be added to the game, but I don't care, baby, I don't care, baby. 'Cause when you hit me with that moo, I'm playing all the night. I need a boss that I only have to click once, 'cause mechanics scare me, mechanics scare me. Right on the limit of Lumbridge is where you'll spawn tonight. It's time to equip your stuff. It will get dangerous. I'm gonna run right to the cow pen with you, where I can kill you thousands of times. I'm on the edge of Lumbridge, and I'm waiting for the update to drop. I'm on the edge of Lumbridge. Bucket under me so I don't have to stop. I'm on the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge. I'm on the edge of Lumbridge. I don't have a job, but I'm not a noob. I'm on the edge with Moo. I'm so sorry.
We're back. It's episode 5. It's crazy.
Episode flipping 5. Yeah, absolutely love to see it. Oh, I think I went in a little bit too hard. I red barred my microphone there. But yes,
sorry
we
to
are
everyone's
back.
ears immediately.
Cow things have happened, Connor.
We've how have you been doing, mate? How have you been?
I have just been moving through life, but I'm
suckered into it.
I'm doing bovine. Bovine.
Were these written down or are these off the dome?
These are off the dome, mate. I'll try not to milk it.
Insane. Don't. That was cheesy.
Unbelievable. Whoa!
Hey!
That's very good. Alright, we'll immediately stop that, I think. Yeah.
So did that one.
That's good. So I have been across all of this discussion about the cow boss and seeing bits about this hard boss, the easy boss, the Ides of Milk. There's been a lot of sort of this is a adult-friendly podcast. There's been a lot of bull cum discussion, which is interesting.
Some taurine.
Some bovine nut, so to speak. But yeah, it's been a very interesting one.
I was in shock. Because I was like, it's an easy free-to-play quest. I don't need to wait for a guide to come out or anything. Let's just crack on, read all the dialogues, because it's only going to take me 10 minutes. And I don't know what anyone's saying when they're like, if you read all the dialogue, there's a slapdash attempt at him saying, it's because it's sour milk because all the cows are really sad. I don't believe that for a second, and that's in the quest dialogue. It's fine, read it. It won't change it. We all drank cum. That's the take. It's mad.
Technically speaking, there's the words that you say in the quest, which is one thing, but when you're killing a bull and it drops like a bucket of milk and all of the sort of I'm not saying that I'm above this because I'll make a joke like the rest of them, but there's a lot of this sort of degenerate like sexual terminally online chatter and like banter that's sort of like hand in hand with this sort of thing, and I'm not looking down on it. Like, I'd probably laugh at it in a different context, but above all, like, I don't want to sound like an old curmudgeon here, but like this, RuneScape has funny things in it. It's not a game that takes itself seriously. That being said, RuneScape isn't a joke, and it isn't a joke in that way, so overtly, perhaps. If you think this is a hot take, by all means, flame me in the comments. But I feel a little bit uneasy with some of this stuff. But that's not to say I'm uneasy with the general premise of that sort of joke. Like, I do think that's quite funny, but I think there's a time and a place for everything, and I'm not. My mind's not made up, but I feel, like I say, I feel a bit uneasy about this what's been going on. What do you reckon?
Do you know what I felt this before? I think this was the turning point. Really. Do you remember the egg quest with Varlamore that came out?
Yes, where everyone was saying bollocks.
Everyone said bollocks, and I was like, pointed and laughed at it. But really, if that was 3 people trying to make a RuneScape music video 10, 15 years ago, that would have been censored. And they'd have got in trouble, or they'd have got banned for it, or muted. So, them now, maybe that's a bit far, but you know, who knows?
I don't know if you're getting muted for saying bollocks, but I don't know. I'd probably be on the other side of it with the egg thing. I like that sort of thing. It's a distinctly British, like mild, incredibly mild curse word, if you could even call it that.
It was good. It was, and I enjoyed the quest. But the point I'm making is, a long time ago, that would have been, that you can't be saying. It's a bit like RuneScape Classic. If someone's walking around saying bollocks, it's going to go, hey, muted.
Has RuneScape ever really been that hot on muting people for saying bollocks? I can't see that.
Maybe not specifically that word, but I'd say like other very light words.
Really? I mean, couldn't you not just say sort of like, F shit, and everything in between, and you're completely fine, really?
Well, since the profanity filter option came out, but prior to that, you had to try and get around it by typing in weird words to make your actual words.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. I
suppose back in the OG days.
I guess bollocks must just be one of those ones where you kind of think that it carries more heft and more potential to cause offence than it actually does. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have gone for it. But yeah, who knows?
I feel that's the same about the word crap, because they said that in the Shrek movie, and that's a U.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe there's sort of a family of those words. Sorry, go on.
No, yeah, well, saying it shocked me when I was a kid the first time I saw that. I was like, oh, wow.
It's one of those, it's one of those ones where the parents are like, oh no.
Oh no.
You're going to start saying crap everywhere.
Turn that off right now.
But yes, if you were under any doubt about what we were talking about, they've brought a cow boss, or technically a bull boss, into RuneScape, and he's in the northwestern corner of the northwestern cow pen in the northwest Lumbridge. And it's got an accompanying quest called the Ides of Milk, which is very, very quick. It takes about 5 minutes. That gives you access to the aforementioned cow boss, as well as a cowbell amulet, which is untradeable. You charge it with air runes, which is very noob friendly, and that will teleport you just a stone's throw away from the twice aforementioned cow / brackets bull boss. And yeah, it's incredibly easy. It takes like it's got 58 HP, so you could one hit it with a Void Waker. It drops T-Bone Steaks, which heal 9 HP, 13 HP, something like that. I think it takes like... it heals 10 HP, sorry, and it requires level 13 cooking. So that's an interesting, nice little competitive early food source for the noobs that might do this. You get Muleta, which is a untradeable offhand, which can bridge the gap from complete level 3-ness to the Warriors Guild, which is cool. Cow slippers, which are a nice bit of fashionscape. They show a bit of ankle, and you actually are wearing socks within the slippers, which is perhaps even more interesting than the slippers themselves. There is also a pet at a 1 in 1,000 rate called Beef, which I've been seeing good feedback about. He's got a little bow tie on, which is, you can't go wrong with that. Looks pretty cool. There's also some boss achievements, the most notable of which is an elite tier task called Cow Boss Speed Trialist, in which you kill the cow boss in less than 2 seconds. So essentially you have to one-hit it. So that's quite fun, also pretty free if you've got any sort of gear, from late mid-game towards end-game, and that's pretty decent. So yeah. All pretty good stuff, and also there's the infamous hard mode, which people have been grappling with, that seems to have gone down very well also.
Very well done. Brilliant wrap up there. Nicely. And
didn't even stutter, mate.
No, mate, that was some very good reading. I
felt like a bloody radio man.
Knowledge. almost like a professional, I would say, if
Let's
not
go.
better than.
I mean, you know, maybe we could say in the future that we are professionals. You know, that would be amazing.
One day.
Also,
You can
actually,
believe.
I don't think we've actually said this in the main body of what we've been saying. Like the video, please, 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 please. Like our very small channel's video. Please leave a comment, good, bad, negative, feedback, flame us, give an opinion, glaze us, whatever it is. Drop a little comment. That would be amazing for the algorithm. And you know, if you're feeling really, really generous, perhaps subscribe as well. That would be very, very appreciated. And we will not ask again. I might put the Zuckerberg later on the screen with a subscribe on it, though. I'm not above doing that.
The sub Zuckerberg.
There'll be. I can't imagine not putting a little Zuckerberg face into the episode, into any episode, forever.
We're gonna have to have a competition one day, where it's like, how many has he put in, and you just sneak in.
True. You've got to watch like a hawk. One thing I'd love is to be able to have enough viewers who were like interested enough in our sort of little tiny community, and we could make like an art contest and do a video, or even like a stream on the art contest. Because I watch those It's Will art contests. And like I'm creasing at some of the stuff that people have sent in. Like it's so funny, and that would just be that would be sick. But that's a throwaway comment there, a bit of a tangent.
I'd love that. We'd have to have the right kind of community going first, right?
Yes, we want to build you up piecemeal, piece by piece, and we want to give you something to invest in. So let us know, fellas. We love you all, especially. The man, the myth, the legend. Do you want to say his name, Connor?
Oh, Mr. Badman Behemoth Reviews.
Absolutely, yes. If you want personal shout-outs, then you just have to be a cool #1 fan like Badman's Behemoth Reviews. Not sponsored.
Back to the cow boss. So, you were saying that it's all a bit tongue-in-cheek and that sort of rubbed you up the wrong way, which I can see, I can agree with. But on the actual content itself, what are you thinking?
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to defer to you
and all
because, you know, I've been seeing clips online and I've been seeing people fighting the cow boss. But I've been getting rinsed at work this week, so I've really had barely any time to play. But so I don't have primary experience with the boss this week, unfortunately. But I mean, aside from the themes, the subtle sexual themes, perhaps. It seems to have gone down a treat.
It's very good content, I have to say. It's not. You're not going to sit there and get intensive over it unless you're doing the hard mode. But you can set a film up, completely just perch up, AFK, not watching the screen, and you're killing a boss, getting a chance at a pet. And to me, I love that's in the game because I like playing the game. I like playing it intensely, and I like doing all the cool hard stuff when I want to, but I also like sometimes just sitting back and chilling and AFKing some stuff. And if you're maxed and you've got all the skill in pets, there's not a lot of stuff that you can actually just. Well, obviously you can AFK stuff, but there's nothing that you can still feel like you're working towards a goal realistically and AFK that hard. Whereas now this is back in the game. In a couple of days I'll have the pet and I'll be back to where I was, but I'm enjoying it in the meantime.
Yes, I think that's very fair, mate. I think there's a little bit for everyone, and what's not to like, you know, generally speaking. So yeah, well done, JAGEX, for the cows. But yeah, let me just rattle through the rest of this. There's some previous sort of blog post things that they've actually implemented. The Revenant Cave teleport scroll can now teleport you to any entrance of the Rev Caves. What do you reckon, mate?
Boo. I've already given my opinion on this, and I said that was terrible. And now that that's in the game, I'm gonna. All right, I'm off to Falador. I will see you in a bit.
Fair enough. We've got an expanded herb sack and Serachnis instance, and so the Serachnis will drop that. What is it? Spider silk, and then you can upgrade your herb sack, which is all very nice. Touched on that before, but that's now in the game. There's a bit of Dead Man Annihilation stuff. We'll get we can cover that. I'll rattle through the rest, and then we'll come into the DMM Annihilation stuff, just very briefly. To be fair, I'm looking through this. There's a few sailing tweaks which I'm not going to go into. But actually, yeah. So we've done that. So let's talk about the DMM Annihilation announcements. To kick it off, I saw Aiza on Twitter. Essentially just write an apology. I think he also did the same thing on Reddit, just saying that, you know, they should have foresaw that the max bracket was exceeding its full capacity. And essentially he sort of mentioned that as per UK law, they hosted a competition and they, albeit, you know, put quite low value prizes on it, but they hosted a competition which has prizes. So they are legally obliged to run that competition and give you a chance to meaningfully enter. So that's why we've got another DMM Annihilation finale, which is tomorrow at 5 p.m.
People really want that Lego set, man.
They want that like that keyboard and whatever it is, like the merch. But yeah, I mean, we said something would probably go wrong, and that is the thing this time that's gone wrong, which pales in comparison to some of the fuck ups in the past. But yeah, that went wrong. So very sorry to actually bringing it back. I think Mr. Badman's Behemoth Reviews could not get in as well. So it's, God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers, unfortunately.
Yeah, lucky for everyone else. You know, there'd have been some absolute work being thrown down.
But yeah, walk me through it, mate. You played the finale. I didn't. How'd you get on?
I logged in at 5 o'clock. Was immediately in, and then realised that my the 96 bracket wasn't going to be for several hours. Which it was about 2.5, 3 hours, I think, before it actually started for my one. I got ganked by Ariane the second we teleported in. I'll send the footage over because I was recording.
Oh, your mic picked up.
The second we teleport in, well, I haven't listened to it back. I've been so sad. But the second we all get teleported up, Ariane comes in. Oh, does this coat look really good? Should I wear this? Should I wear this? What do you think? I'm like, not now. I can't. I'm so sorry.
Get out! I'm playing the game. Get out!
Get out right now. Genuinely impeccable timing. Like if I'd gone, do you know, it'd be a funny bit. Like, come in as the final starting. Wouldn't have happened. Guaranteed. As perfectly as that. It was very funny. Was gimping around for a bit, staying to the sides. I was with Dino's CC because I think that was the biggest open one.
They did well, I think, didn't they? There were a lot of Dino CC winners, right, across the brackets.
I think, 3, but it was all the same guy, which was mad. But yeah, so I was with them running around, and then you can't see a single thing because there's so many people there. You can't see anything. Entity Hider doesn't help because you've got your teammates that you can't attack. Yeah. And you've got a bunch of other people that are all attacking you. So you're just kind of looking at the mini-map / listening to calls, kind of.
Yeah, it's very messy, isn't it?
Where anyone is. I start getting attacked, taking a lot of damage, don't know where from. So I've got Blood Barrage. I just think, right, I'm going to eat up, still start tanking lots. I'm just going to auto-retaliate. Start throwing a bunch of blood barrages back, which is working well, heal up. And then whoever I'm on, I've got no idea who I'm on, I can't see him, just sprinted right out into the fog and killed me because I followed him because I was auto-retaliating.
What was the fog like? What was it hitting? Like chipping mass, like one hit or something?
One hit. It was KO. The fog like outside of the zone. Yeah. So I think it was just a one hit.
Yeah, that is. You essentially like just someone was gonna like jump off a bridge and just grabbed onto you and took you with him basically.
I think he was just like, yeah, you wanna hit him? Here we go. Fine. Like I've bumped someone with my car and then they've just driven us both off a bridge.
Brilliant.
Again, but this is about a week after the fact and I haven't watched it back. Again, as I say, I've been sad and I just went immediately back to salvaging. Yeah. And was and now at least I can kill the cow. So
Yeah, yeah.
we're,
All right, so
we're back up.
if I prompted you, if I put you on the spot and I said, could you sum up your DMM Annihilation finale experience in one word? What word would you give?
Clusterfuck.
Clusterfuck. I respect it.
Yeah. That's the word.
On an enjoyability scale of 1 to 10, 10 being extremely enjoyable, 1 being not enjoyable at all, what would you give it out of 10?
It's so weird.
Be super honest. No JAGEX glazing.
No, Jay, it's a difficult question to answer because the actual finale that I had was terrible. It was shit. Didn't enjoy a single part of it. It was boring. From the start.
Your
Not
personal
boring, but just
gameplay experience.
the actual gameplay. But the 3 hours
Yeah.
logged in, not being able to leave the screen, double clicking rapid heal, the entire time because I'd used my last anglerfish and no one was selling them anymore. So I had to get, I think I dropped 1 hit point. But yeah, for the whole 3 hours, just fucking yeah, right. I'll take that. Just sat around chatting with a bunch of people, like very weird. Like it's a very old, nostalgic RuneScape experience to sort of just be surrounded by a bunch of people. You're all just chatting away. Because now everyone's got Entity Hider on all the time. People play with public off, and you're never really in a bit. You're always in an instance, just killing a boss on your own.
Yes.
It's not like Ivy back in the day was very good. I feel like even Redwoods now, like if someone's on the same bit you're on, people just like get off, go away.
Right, stop waffling. Give me a number. I want a number out of 10.
6.
6. Respect.
Yeah,
I was gonna leave this for the Reddit review later, but it's pretty pertinent to what we're discussing now. But there's a post in the Reddit from Mr. Paleozoic Frogboy, and he's essentially just saying that the multi finale sucked. And to be honest, I agree. I do think the multi-finales leave a lot to be desired. I know that really the vast majority of the community want to see these 1v1s. It's a lot better to watch. You know, I'm not saying that one's better than the other, but I know for a fact that the vast majority of the community would prefer these 1v1 finals as a watcher to these multi-finals. I can't speak to, people's gameplay experience, but He essentially, he comments underneath the picture saying, even DDoSed 1v1s were more interesting than this. It's just so hard to watch the finale of a PvP game mode looking like 20 dudes spam eating purple sweets and brews, not hitting each other, waiting for the fog to take them out. Some ideas to make it less cringe going forward. 1v1 finale, multi with today's setup is just clan man mode, and it's everyone versus fog by the end. Override defense to level 1 turns tank meta on its head and encourages players to hit each other if they have a good chance at hitting. And he also says players get score based on damage dealt. Player with highest score wins. This encourages players to actually PvP while maintaining incentive to stay alive, and actually rewards good multi-PvP performance instead of standing on the sidelines with purple sweets. Now that's a huge, that would be a huge upheaval to the current system, because obviously you've got like tick delays with food that you have to manage and healing that you have to manage, which is obviously an integral part of PvPing. But it's quite an interesting suggestion about taking damage, equalizing RNG a little bit more because you've made people's defense level 1, and giving people like essentially a bar of damage score. Because I mean, the thing with 1v1s is that I suppose you play for a week, 2 weeks, and make yourself as good as possible, and 1v1s when you're a very good PKer fighting another very good PKer are a lot like playing poker heads up. Like you don't figure out who the best heads up poker player is by playing one game heads up and seeing who wins. You play the best, it's the the way you do it is by playing hundreds, if not thousands, of times, and then you average out. Maybe someone wins 55% against 45%, and that's the best way. But obviously, no one's going to watch even Odeblock fighting Reese like 10,000 times or whatever it is, because that would get incredibly boring.
So,
but some sort of way to flatten the. Sorry, I'm almost done, mate. Some way to like flatten the RNG curve is an interesting idea. I'm not saying that it would be advisable or anything like that, but it's interesting. So
I just want to piggyback on the back of your poker analogy, because I thought that was quite good. I would counter it, I'm afraid, to start with, by saying that, that's not the way to find out the actual best heads-up player. But when Daniel Negreanu and Phil Ivey meet in the final two of a tournament, and it's just them two against each other for a couple of million quid, doesn't matter who the overall actual best player is, it only matters who wins on the day.
No, that's certainly true, yeah.
I think that's a good part of any tournament.
You're totally right.
I've also said before with the Rev Caves, when I think the idea of JAGEX trying to get it perfect and it be this final, the Rev Caves are now perfect product, there, we're done, we're never going to touch it again, is quite unrealistic. And just to accept the fact that they're going to change them every couple of years and just mix it up and try something new. And if they want to try something and it's a bit cool and it doesn't work, whatever, they're just going to change it again, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's the same with Deadman mode. I'm not against 1v1s. I like the 1v1s. I think they're great, but they do encourage sort of a lot of DDoSing and one person getting all the glory, especially with the prize money on it. But I think was not an issue this year. I think it was quite good. Like, no one really cared, and no one was incentivized to crash it, which was good. Back to the point. I think 1v1s are good. I also think multi-only ones are good, because people who, like strategists who aren't that good at PvP 1v1s or sort of, NH fighting, can then win. Like, I think one of the best finals ever was the one where Wooks was just in the fog at the end, just ticky and everything, because he used his brain rather than trying to fight everyone. I think that was quite cool.
That's a can of worms, but that's for another day.
Next year they do 1v1s, and then next year afterwards, like, we're going to change it up again completely. It's like the Hunger Games. You're not going to go, the Hunger Games was bad this year. It's like, well, we don't care with Capital. We can do what we want. We're gonna make another crazy one, and
I understand what you mean. You don't want the same thing every time.
I don't want it to end up with a final perfect repeated thing every single year. I like the idea of like mixing it up, I think, is what I'm trying to say.
I get what you're saying, yeah. In my opinion, I think 1v1s is the absolute ceiling of Deadman mode from a viewer perspective and just a gameplay perspective. Yeah. I think I will go on a limb and say that I think the vast majority of people would agree with me. But obviously the issue is DDoSing, and it's been really bad. It's been a problem. It's a terrible image thing. So it's either roll the dice or, shore up your defenses against DDoSers. Don't even know how possible that is. I think they're just scared of doing that because they've had coding issues and issues with moving people into the world and stuff like that. But that is going to be the holy grail. That is what they should be aiming towards, rather than like taking away prize money and having these multi-fights just to try and make it smooth at the expense of viewer experience. I want JAGEX to be shooting for the stars.
I think they just need to crack down just incredibly harsh punishment. Sorry to sound like, a controversial person for a second, but if you're not going to want to DDoS someone's RuneScape account if your mate who also did it just got massive fine or prison time. Not even prison time is probably a bit much, but you know what I mean. Like, if there's actually repercussions for doing it, then you're not going to be incentivized to do it, are you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how easy it would be to like track these people down, to be honest, but. Yeah, I mean, who knows, mate? It's not my area of expertise, but I'm sure JAGEX.
Subpoena the ISP.
Mate, who knows? I ain't got a clue.
Bit of effort there. Can't be bothered with all that.
Yes.
But yeah, Deadman. At least it was smooth, right?
Yeah, it was. I mean, the only
It's
fly
my
in the
final
ointment
note.
was just the world being full in the max bracket. But you know, I'm glad that there were no other clangers aside from that. But for me, it's just a hollow viewing experience. These multi finales, like it's mildly interesting, but nothing more.
Yeah, and I think without the prize money thing as well, it's also kind of like, well, yeah, have another final, have as many as you want. It's kind of, yay, pat on the back for them. It doesn't really matter. There's no
Yeah.
real big prize, I guess.
All right. Well, on that kind of depressing bombshell, that's the end of the the first part.
Oh shit! It's the
Oh,
Reddit time.
hello.
Hello.
Hello. All right. Section
Moving.
2.
Reddit.
Reddit. Let's go.
Nice. Right. I'll jump
Kick us
in.
off, mate.
Mine are all on a very similar theme.
Oh, are they? What theme is that?
Everyone this week is talking about cum.
Oh, let's go.
We briefly touched on this in the first section, but the new quest had you drinking some strange milk, and you drink it twice, and if you've got an alt, you've drunk it 4 times.
The first time was so nice.
It's
I
so
had
nice.
to drink it twice.
Nice.
Nice.
Come again?
Thrice, perhaps.
Lol.
Lol.
Very weird, very odd choice for that to be the sort of underlying tone of the quest. It's very heavily implied as well. It's not like a weird person looks into it. Like, that's your immediate takeaway from doing it is, so that was cum. In which it's wild to me. I don't. That's. I didn't expect that. It's. I want one of them to say something about it as well, because I know they've been making all their jokes, but it's, someone's got to come out and be like, guys, it's not actually cum, because 3 of the top posts this week. So this one, 3.7 thousand upvotes from female ass enjoyer. This one, 5.3 thousand votes from firmly grasped Lieutenant 81.
Firmly grasp it. That's a SpongeBob reference.
Nice. Firmly grasp it. 81. What's the reference? Right. Segue.
Yeah. So I think it's the SpongeBob episode where they find this guy who's like a really good jellyfisher. Or maybe it's the one where Squidward gets injured. I think it's the one where Squidward gets injured. And Squidward's got like a full body cast on. And Patrick's trying to teach him to jellyfish. And he doesn't understand that Squidward can't grip the jellyfish net because he has this full body cast on. So Patrick's saying like, firmly grasp it with your hands. And then Squidward keeps dropping it. And then he just says, firmly grasp it! And just stabs it into his hand. So there you go. That's the lore behind that one.
Amazing. I love that alongside fairy ring code, your SpongeBob knowledge is just unmatched.
Yes, that's a very good thing that Roydie does as well. He's a very frequent SpongeBob reference dropper as well. So shout out Roydie for that.
Big up, Roddy. I'm a fan.
I'm a fan.
Before I carry on
back
with
to the ball cum.
on with ball cum. Finally, this one, 5.3 thousand upvotes from BFKOCBW.
Great name.
All on the topic of cum. So if anyone's new to the game, anyone's returning to the game, and they've gone onto the Reddit this week, and that's all they've seen, and they've turned away, I don't think that's not going to have been too uncommon.
It's been a flipping sus AF week, my brother. It's been a sussy week.
But
yeah, nice.
But it's there, and it's staying. So
It's in the game now, so just drink your bloody bull semen and just get on with it, alright?
Anytime anyone makes a new account and wants to instantly get 1,000 prayer XP, that's what they're going to do.
Yes. Also, there's another one which is a solution to the milk taste issue. Use pineapple on Brutus as well, which is that was a nose exhale extractor. That one, I enjoyed that one.
That one was good.
But yes, right. That's the end of the milk arc, I think.
I think I'm done talking about cow puns and cum.
Yes, yeah, that's enough for 1 week, I think.
Next week.
In the most generational segue of all time, we've got a post from Vrodo Boy. JAGEX, it's time to give Inquisitor Mace the bad boy stance. And I'm inclined to agree. I think it looks pretty good. I like the bad boy stance. I like the bad boy stance on the Soul Reaper axe. And I'm sure there's other weapons. I can't remember any of them. But yes, bad boy stance is pretty good. You know they've got that code in the locker. I think it looks pretty good. And it suits the weapon as well. You know, you're resting the heavy bit over your shoulder, which is a natural thing to do when your character is at rest, just standing up. You don't want to just be holding that thing like a torch or whatever, I don't know, just when you're standing still. So that looks pretty cool. You could do that with loads of stuff, to be honest.
I think also the Gadda hammer has that same stance, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
And yeah, it's
that frequently used weapon.
Best in slot.
Probably chunky.
For my Birderot only chunk man. But yeah, sure, that Inquisitor mace, just the end of it is the heaviest bit, like angular momentum, leverage.
Angular momentum.
Oh yeah, it's going to be incredibly heavy.
Yeah, we're not some stupid guys here. You know, this is highbrow stuff. And that's
we're not some stupid guys. Yeah.
Angular momentum. Angular momentum. Angular momentum. If you don't know it, look it up, bozo. Great stuff.
So it makes sense for it to be rested over the shoulder, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it looks pretty good. Definitely would put that into the game, to be honest. I like the bad boy stance. Right, next one. I have heard from Connor, my esteemed co-host, that he does not like this one. But here it is anyway. It is from Atomic 11. Possible raid reward, : the Ring of Excess. Ring of Excess transfers overkill damage to your next target within the next 10 seconds. Example, an enemy with 20 HP remaining is hit for 45 damage. Your next attack is guaranteed at least 25 damage, not usable in PvP. So yeah, that's pretty interesting.
No.
Doesn't like it though. I've not really thought about it in any more depth than just saving it off the Reddit, to be fair. So we can perhaps do that now.
Buff it and have it as a leagues item, fine. But that would be to actually put that in the game is going to take them so much time, because all people are going to do is what. So you hit a snakeling, and then you immediately hit Zulrah, and you've just got an extra 45 damage on it. But no, because they'll take that out of it, but they're going to have to go through everything individually and stop you doing it.
Yeah, and it would be cracked.
It's going to be usable for like Slayer tasks, because everything that would be OP for it would be far too broken and would ruin the game, and it would have to be taken out. It's, you know what I mean? It's such a messy thing to bring in that I don't know.
It's like, you know, I'm not gonna say it shouldn't go into the game, because JAGEX will have to work hard to put it into the game. But I get what you're saying there. I do think, you know, if you took the handbrake off it and was just like, you know what, 100% of your overkill damage is moved on to the next target, you could 100% put that in like in the next Gridmaster or the next leagues or whatever it might be. That's absolutely fine. Yeah. If it's going into the main game, you're going to have to balance it. You're going to have to cap that overkill damage. I don't know if that would be like, you know, 5 HP it would carry over, or 10 HP or something like that, but it's not going. It can't be your full hit, because that would be absolutely disgusting. There's still, even with 5 or 10 HP overkill cap, it would still be abusable in, like, well, some guy said it would be broken for chinning and bursting, which is pretty true. So yeah, it's an interesting one, and I think it's a really interesting idea, but it would obviously have to be heavily balanced relative to like what this guy's said. But it's an interesting idea if I'm being honest.
As a ring, I don't think it could work, because you'd have to sort of take all of the sting out of it that would make it fun to make it balanced, right? In order to balance it properly, it can't be that good, which would be a shame. But if the same sort of effect was on like a weapon or like an armor set or something like that, that could make sense, and that'd be fine. I think that'd be cool, because you could tone it down. You could have like a weird new armor set that, you know, something hits you and then you kill it and then like store a bit of damage and do that to the next thing. Anything like that, that would make sense, similar to the ring. But having it on a ring, I don't know. You know, it's too small a slot to have something that.
Well, it's smaller. It's smaller. It's a small slot, but it's not an insignificant slot. I mean, if you think about the, you know, if you were trading in offensive bonuses, I mean, what's the Ultor ring like? Plus 16 strength or something.
Yeah, so that's immediately gone, and will never.
Yeah, so you'd be trading. You would be trading that. You know, there'd be an opportunity cost of losing that strength bonus, or, you know, with the Bellator ring, that slash bonus or whatever it might be. What's the?
You'd have to bring a switch, wouldn't you? You'd have to just put it on every time you kill something.
Oh, sorry, it's 12. Sorry, yeah, I was thinking that the Berserker ring was 12, and then the Ulsor ring was 4 more than that. Yeah, so it's plus 12 strength. So yeah, there's an opportunity cost with the ring slot. So you know, yeah, like I say, it could be implemented in a load of different ways, but I'm pretty open to that sort of thing. It's a really interesting idea that this guy's come out with, but obviously pending like a lot of rebalancing.
Yeah, and I don't know. I completely agree. Obviously, it's cool, but I think I'm just trying to think about how it would be implemented, and I just don't think it would go down well.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But yeah, nice one. Very interesting suggestion. Atomic 11, regardless. You know, if it's controversial, still good. Thank you for your contribution to the Reddit, my friend. And last but not least, we've got a bit of market chatter really about these Armageddon weapon scrolls. So they're selling for a fucking metric shit ton.
Let's have a look at what they are at the moment.
You've been following it, haven't you, Connor? Yeah, let me know. But I think, what were you saying? Like, it was like 60 mil last time you checked.
Apparently there's a film called Annihilation. There you go.
Bosh.
But yeah, 60 mil last time I looked.
Okay, yeah.
They were shooting up. They were, you know, they shot down, I guess, immediately. But let's pull this. Yeah, popped out, nipped up to 50 mil. Everyone panicked, sold them. Shot back down. Slowly crept up to 70 mil. Peaked at that. Went down again because everyone panic sold the second they went to 70, because they're like, oh wow, that's a lot of money. Since then, they've been slowly declining. They hit a low of around 57, shot back up again to 60 odd, back down again to currently at the moment 56.9 mil was the last buy price. So ups and downs. If they're following the trend of last year, I'm assuming that they're going to bounce up again. Slowly over time, because they had their initial peak of about 70. They're about to get their second one, which I think will probably peak at about 90 is my estimate. We can refer back to this, see how wrong I was, and then I think after that 90 mil they'll shoot down again when everyone sells, and then they will just slowly creep up to not where they were before, because there's so many more in the game this year, but I think comfortably 110, 120 they will be by the time it's next Dead Man Mine. Yeah,
it's a very interesting, you know, I'm not a big market, you know, Grand Exchange guy, but, you know, last DMM was essentially it was the guinea pig sort of run of these items in the market, and I think I remember selling my rewards, and they were those cape. I think the cape scrolls specifically. I remember were you could pick them up for about 5 mil when they opened the shop, and people were like cashing in, selling all their rewards. And what was it like? I don't know. They went to over 100 mil in the end because of their sort of relative scarcity. I mean, if you cash in the scroll, if you redeem it, then that's it. It's gone. So it sort of becomes like an unobtainable, like there's no source for it other than that initial release. So they just climbed and climbed and climbed, and I think a lot of people were sleeping on it in that initial rollout. But obviously all those people that were sleeping on it the first time are now primed and ready to take advantage of it the second time around. So the market will definitely behave a lot differently, but you've still got a set like properly finite resource into the game, which is very rare in RuneScape, so it's going to have a very specific and interesting market alongside it. So, but yeah, I mean, you know, with all this market stuff, whatever, you know, the price will go up, the price will go down. Bottom line is, if you played DMM, if you amassed even 12,000 points, your quid's in. Like, you've got at least 60 mil that's ready for you to sell if you don't want to use the rewards. And if you've, you know, like me, and you, to be fair, sweated DMM, then you've got a hell of a lot more than that. I mean, I've got 11 times 12,000 like Armageddon weapon scrolls, for instance. So that's 660 mil I've made from playing DMM, which is pretty nuts, to be honest.
That is a lot of money.
And what were you? 100k points. So that's
109k points, I think. But
109k points. So that's what 9 of them. Just
huge. Quick maths.
Yeah, Mum.
I feel like I should have swapped out my max set before the final hour.
Hindsight's 2020, mate. You know, you took a punt and you did it in the spirit of fun. So you should never look down on yourself for that.
Can you imagine how much, like in the last couple of minutes before it went live, like how much that 07 that would have been? I've got no idea. Genuinely, I didn't see what any of the prices were like in the end because I was just clicking rapid here, but.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Mate, yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely quids in if you played some DMM, so, yeah, genuinely nuts.
Spend it all on bonds.
Yes, I mean, I think that's what I'll do. I mean, I'll buy the rewards that I want for my Iron Man, and I'll sell the rest, cancel my subscription, for the time being, and then that'll give me, I'll probably have a good few 100 mil to just buy loads of bonds and then play for free for the next few months, which is pretty good. I didn't expect to make that much money.
No, it's even with it being sort of like less than it was last year, it's astronomical amounts. It's just stupid. Like, you play leagues and you'll sweat it for 8 weeks and you'll sell a couple of, you know, player-owned house recolours for 5 mil each.
Yeah.
But this, 60 mil, 70 mil a scroll. Wow.
Yeah, genuinely busted. But yeah, on that much more chipper bombshell than the first episode, I think that will, in the first section rather, I think that will close out episode 5. I'll do a quick outro, and just please say. I will just say thank you very much for watching. It's incredibly appreciated. Please leave a like if you can, subscribe if you feel very generous, and just all that good stuff. Thank you very much for watching, and sausage rolls. What are you saying, Connor?
Sausage rolls. Thanks for checking in. 5 episodes. Yeah, I'm quite happy. You know, we've got quite a bit done here. Editing's coming along, video making's coming along. I'm happy with what's going and what we're doing here.
I'm so happy, mate. It's such a pleasure to make it with you.
Oh, stop it!
Oh,
you're the true pleasure here. You're why I keep coming back.
We pleasure each other.
Reviews. We pleasure each other. That's the note we're going to end on.
That's it. That's it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.